I'm here with my lovely wife Heather in our home here in San Diego. When we first moved here, I think we had an experience like a lot of people do when they first move into a new home. I was very busy with a new job. You were trying to get the kids into school.
And Little League, taking care of the dogs, trying to build a network of friends. We were just busy with life, and we weren't really thinking about home improvement. You're not a home improvement person. You weren't then. You're getting better.
We like to rescue our dogs. We had a relatively new dog. That new rescue dogs have accidents sometimes. We had a lot of area rugs, and as you look around our house, a lot of tile, a lot of wood, so we had a lot of area rugs, and some of them very nice.
Very nice, and they needed to be cleaned, so I Googled companies. I spent quite a bit of time looking at reviews, checking out the website. Ended up selecting a company that we didn't have much luck with.
Yeah, on the surface, the website looked okay. They'd been in business for a certain amount of time, and everything seemed okay online. But then when they arrived, I know that I was busy. I don't even think I was here the first time, but you had a kind of a check when you first saw who they were and what they looked like in the vehicle they arrived in.
Yeah, the vehicle wasn't very professional. The gentleman he brought with him didn't really seem trained and really knowing what he was doing.
Yeah, little things like no signs on the truck. Instead of some kind of a computerized thing, they had a triplicate carbon paper form that looked like it had been created in the 1960s. And they asked for a very, very high deposit, almost the entire cost of what they needed to clean the entire rugs. And they gave us some excuse as to why that was necessary. We were supposed to get the rugs back within a week. That passed.
Right, and I started to let you know. I mean, I had sent I left a few voicemails, sent a couple emails, and then you stepped in and took over.
Yeah, I stepped in and started calling, sending emails, leaving messages, and never got any reply until finally I sent something very sternly worded, got back a reply that had about 10 curse words, and the essential message was, you're never getting your rugs back. And we discovered at that point they were a scam.
Don't trust your home improvement decisions to unverified consumer reviews on other sites. Approved Home Pros offers you free and easy access to expert reviews of San Diego's best home improvement professionals. Our in-depth screening, research, and reviews are conducted by experienced and trusted experts who are members of the local community with knowledge of local codes and common issues. Find San Diego pros and expert tips, advice, and answers on ApprovedHomePros.com.
Last we left off with Sean and Heather Johnson. They had just been taken advantage of by an unscrupulous contractor. So they're back here to talk to me, along with Greg Cantor, our resident expert, to find out what happened next. Sean, you must have been so angry.
Oh, it was such a violating experience. We were so angry and we felt helpless. But I was lucky enough to know Greg Cantor, and he was a great client and a friend from a company I worked with. And I was sharing my experience, and he started giving me all kinds of input on things I should have known before I hired the contractor.
You see that a lot, Greg. I'm sure people turn to you, as our resident expert and president of Murray Lampert Design Build Remodel. People are always asking you advice.
Absolutely. I get friends and family and past clients all asking for information, and I know who all the good guys and bad guys are, and I also know how to educate consumers.
Which is key to what we ended up with here as Approved Home Pros. Heather, I want to talk to you now because back in Phoenix, in Arizona, before you came out here, the idea kind of started back then.
Yeah, I worked with a company called Rosie on the House in Arizona, and they were very similar to what we do. And I was just blown away by all the contractors, the networking that they did within each other, and they knew the good from the bad. And it was just a really incredible program. And we moved here, and I discovered there was nothing like that. So, I mean, it was perfect.
Right, there's not. And the story that happened to you guys is all too common. And now that, of course, we've paired Greg's brain power and the think tank, Sean, what kind of happened next? What were the first steps?
Well, we realized not everybody had a Greg. We were lucky enough, and it was a resource that we should have gone to earlier and to avoid the problem. We realized there wasn't a Greg for everybody, so we started to think about what do we do to take Heather's experience from knowing there was a show and Greg's experience, and we started just to say, Greg, who are some of the people that you know? Who are the great contractors? And
who are the best of the best?
Who are the best of the best? And what are some of the things that are in common with them that you can educate people about?
So once the network started to form, you were reaching out to those different contractors, and we found that all the best of the best they all have the same kind of attitude when it comes to educating homeowners.
Yeah, they do. And also one of the things that was most important is, and I think Greg, you said it earlier, you knew who the best people in the business were and you could identify them quickly.
Right, and it was a great opportunity for us to build our relationship, build our pros, and then the pros brought in other pros, and everyone was vetted by the pros, and so it's a great amount of synergy that we have together.
Absolutely. And so the idea has snowballed. Approved Home Pros was born, and you'll find out later in the show how we've come to help thousands of San Diegans just like you. We're back with Sean and Heather Johnson, the co-founders of Approved Home Pros, as well as Greg Cantor, our resident expert and president of Murray Lampert Design Build Remodel. Last we left off, the idea for Approved Home Pros was just taking shape, but here we are 7 years later, you guys. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. 7 years, it's been an amazing ride. And we've gotten to help thousands and thousands of San Diego homeowners in the process and connect them with the right home improvement company.
I can vouch for that. I have used many of the pros in our network since becoming a homeowner 3 years ago, and Greg has been integral into that as well. I know I had a basement flood, and the first thing I did was call Greg. So I'm so happy that I have a Greg to call, but everyone has a Greg now.
Everyone has a Greg.
Because they have Approved Home Pros to turn to.
Yeah, we developed a cloning system. No, I'm just kidding.
I wish I could be cloned.
But Greg is not personally available for people to call, but his influence is, because he has created this screening and vetting system for us to be able to bring all these pros into our network that he's just as confident in as the homeowner should be, because he knows them and sees their work.
It's really exciting to see it grow and filling the categories and where we've come in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, our network is huge now, and we have something for everyone. If you need help for your home, we can help you. And if you call, Heather is the one usually on the other end of the line to actually guide you to maybe what you need if you're not sure, because that happens all the time too.
That does happen a lot. People will call, we don't have somebody in the network. I can reach out to Greg, I can reach out to other pros, find that pro for them, and then we follow them through the job too to make sure that they're happy.
Because we are local, we're here on the ground in San Diego, we're also guaranteeing that you're going to be satisfied with what's happening, right, Sean?
Yeah, we guarantee that you're going to be satisfied with your home improvement experience with a company that you hire through Approved Home Pros, or we're going to step in to help make it right and figure out the situation for you. We're the only company I'm aware of that offers that kind of a guarantee of satisfaction.
And there's no other company, and national company, that would actually answer the phone and give you a referral.
Right,
Yeah.
we tried to form the network to be what you at home are looking for. You want something easy, free to use, local. We're here on the ground. So whatever it is that you need for your home, you can always turn to ApprovedHomePros.com.